Hello, I'm Dr. Shawn Thistle, founder and CEO of RRS Education. Thank you for joining me for this 8-hour online program, Chiropractic Checkup from the Neck Up. I'm very grateful that you choose RRS Education for your continuing education needs and really hope you enjoy this program. A bit of housekeeping before we start. During this course, you'll be able to click through the various video sections, and there will be multiple choice questions included along the way, and you have to complete every portion of the course to get your certificate at the end. If you have any trouble throughout the course, technically, you can email support@rrseducation.com, and if you have any questions about this program or any content therein, email me anytime at Shawn, S-H-A-W-N, @rrseducation.com. Before we get started, don't forget to follow RRS Education on all the major social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Putting this program together was a lot of fun for me, and it's something that I've done regularly over the years. The combination of these particular topics is something that I found personally stimulating, as they share a lot of commonalities in terms of their clinical presentation, management strategies, and also challenges in terms of the research literature. So let's get on to the course content and learning objectives. Why are we here? The content that I create through RRS Education is derived from what I consider to be the consistent, open-minded integration of current relevant research with real clinical practice experience and patient-centered values. It's something that I hold true and dear to all of the things that I create for you, a busy practicing chiropractor. My overarching goal with RRS Education is to improve and enhance our knowledge and cultural authority while promoting evidence-informed patient care that is effective, rational, reasonable, and sustainable. What we do with our patients has to make sense. It has to be informed by the best available current science. It has to be something that you can perform as a clinician physically throughout the lifetime of your practice, and it has to make sense when we explain it to our patients. In this 8-hour program, we're going to go through 4 sections. Section 1 is differential diagnosis and assessment of headache and dizziness. Section 2 will cover the latest research updates in concussion assessment and dig into some of the new management strategies that are out there. In the 3rd section, we're going to visit a very uncomfortable yet very important topic for us as chiropractors, and that's the relationship between neck manipulation and stroke. And finally, in section 4, we're going to wrap everything up with looking at the treatment literature, digging into what the evidence says, and going through practical, meaningful things that you can implement with your patients on Monday morning. So why did I combine these particular topics? First and foremost, they all represent their own unique clinical challenges for us as practitioners. These cases can be very rewarding, yet represent complex clinical cases that in most instances require our utmost attention and some extra clinical care versus the average patient. There's lots of room for discussion and sharpening our clinical skills in these areas, and I know some of these topics make us generally uncomfortable as chiropractors and therefore represent an area where we certainly need to upskill ourselves in terms of what the literature says and how we can sharpen our clinical approach to these cases. Further, these topics have always been very popular in terms of requests from you, our attendees at seminars, and the people that take our educational online courses through RRS Education. As you'll see as we go through this program, the literature in some cases can be difficult to navigate. My job is to help you take the massive body of scientific literature that's out there and put it into meaningful application for your patient care on Monday morning. Now on to our course learning objectives for Chiropractic Checkup from the Neck Up. First, we're going to review common differential diagnoses and assessment strategies for the most common headaches we see, as well as dizziness and vertigo. Number 2, we'll summarize contemporary knowledge on concussion with emphasis on clinical considerations for chiropractors. Third, we'll integrate best practices into your clinical approach for ruling out emergent stroke in neck pain and headache patients. Fourth, we'll explore the literature pertaining to the complex interplay between cervical spine function and dizziness, persistent post-concussion symptoms, neck pain, and headache. And finally, we'll review the evidence on the appropriateness and efficacy of manual therapy for concussion, headache, and cervicogenic dizziness. As I approach the creation of this course and integrating the information for these topics, I'm always very mindful of an evidence-based medicine paradigm, including the best available scientific literature, clinical experience, both mine and yours, as well as the values of our patients and what they expect from us as evidence-based integrated contemporary healthcare providers. Now we'll get into section number 1 on headache and dizziness.